Hey guys, this is SWTOR, and today I'm going to be showing you my first video for my comment Sentinel. And I've been working on him for a couple months now, and he's finally 65. I'm in all PvP gear, but only 1 or 2 pieces of ranked. So let's get right into it. Pop my Transcendence right away off the bat so everyone can get a nice speed boost in. Make sure to grab the damage node because it doesn't look like anyone else wants it. Now I get jumped here, but I stealth out right away. I knew I had 2 people ready to stealth first me, and I just did not want to get in now. I used my AoE to stun the guy in stealth, and then started to do a little DPS before I got pushed down. I used my mad dash to run away from it and resist some attacks. Used my AoE to pop him out of stealth, and then started going into a precision window. Now I'm taking a lot of focus right now, so I make sure to go in line of sight of both of my healers so they can heal me more easily. And remembering to pop all my defenses, especially my guarded by the force, since I'm taking a lot of damage. I want to take everyone's focus on me right now because our guy was capping, but unfortunately a ranged DPS stopped him. So you can see a nice little burst off the Blade Dance Clashing Blast combo, but unfortunately I got stunned, so. Switching targets, stealthing out so I can go on this ranged DPS who keeps going for the guy on the door. Doing a couple attacks before he pushes me away. Again, following up, and then using my Transcendence to increase my movement speed so I can keep up. I get stunned again, and he rockets out, so this is a good time to switch targets and move on to closer to the door. Good combo there with my Blade Dance Clashing Blast to finish him off. I stayed with my precision window and went straight on to the other guy. We're starting to finish them a lot quicker now, so I make sure to use my inspiration, which is a raid buff, and so it kind of does the difference between all the DPS and heals in our group so that we can really finish them off quickly and start capping for a door. I use a stealth out into my AoE stun, and I kind of run around the pillar just to kind of see where everyone is, but then after I realize no one's actually capping the door, I figure I might as well. So I get a little bit into it until the operative jumps me. I make sure to put an early stun on him and then try to kite away, pop my shield early, and then again just get into healing range for my healer. Pop my rebuke because I'm taking it fair to the focus, and that should be your first defensive that you pop. I'm getting great heals as you see, which is helping me stay alive, but part of what I'm doing is getting a lot of focus. As a melee DPS, your job is to be on the door, mad dash away to resist everything so that my healer can catch up, and then jump back in. You want to distract everyone, you want to be the first line of attack so your healers can focus on healing you, not having to kite around and heal themselves. A couple good attacks here. Again, using AoE because there's a lot of people there. Going into a precision Blade Dance. You don't want to use a Blade Dance that doesn't have precision. And then just moving forward. Again, they're kind of going on my healer off to the side here, so make sure to do some AoE. Nice dispatch to finish one guy off, and then moving on to the other guy. There's a lot of people on the side, but we're still making decent progress, but because of the timing of the doors, by the time we kill them all, they just heal again. So I tried to mad dash away and then get the healing node, and it looks like my foot was right on it, and I thought I had it, so I ducked back a half step, but I didn't actually get the healing. I see this operative right now, and he's one of the DPS operatives. You look in the scoreboard at the end, and he's actually has the highest DPS. And he looks like he was just trying to do one-on-ones against my healer. I do not want my healer to die close to the node and be afraid. I want him to be healing the door where we need to be focused. So I take a little bit of time and make sure to put some pressure on him. He's a pretty good operative, and I'm not getting a lot of attacks, but I'm able to push him off a bit so my healer can get back on the door. However, I keep checking my shoulder, so as soon as he pops back out of stealth and goes on my healer, I jump back in and try to peel a little bit. As a melee DPS, that's another one of your jobs. You want to be peeling for your healers, especially the marauders and sentinels. I stealthed out, ran through his healing node, and then ran past this guy in stealth and went straight to the door. At that point, my healer didn't look like he was being objectively focused, and so I decided to use my time more wisely. I jumped right in, and this is a tank, so you kind of have to stagger your attacks and realize that you're not going to kill him very quickly. You're going to have to just provide solid DPS, make sure you're kiting around, make sure you're doing everything you should be doing, and then you have a chance to cap the door after he's dead. Now this thing I'm in, I think is called Oil Slick, and Generally, it does a bunch of different things, but you do not want to be in it. So notice how I'm running outside the oil slick and leading him so that the fight is outside of it. And this helps me do more damage, move a little quicker, and generally be more effective as a DPS. Again, half of the battle of a 1v1 is just having your movement speed and kiting around, and that's why I think key binding and mouse turning really helps you beat 1v1s. Again, moving out of his attacks. Unfortunately, he's a tank, so he dodges one of my attacks, and when I mad dash through, instead, he gets health instead of me. So I timed that really poorly. I should have been more ready to stop him getting the health node, or even get the health node myself, so that was my fault there. And I pay for it with dying. So right after going against a tank, you have to realize the tanks revolve around defensive cooldowns, and notice how he had to use basically all of his defensive cooldowns. He had to go for the node, which means he had nothing left. So I go straight up to him. I have 3 of my 4 defensive cooldowns on the right side of my bar ready, so I can easily provide a lot of DPS and pressure in order to take him down. Doing the same type of thing, stunning to interrupt, kiting around, make sure to get some good burst in there. And although I'm not getting the numbers I would usually get, and he occasionally dodges some of my attacks, I'm providing steady pressure. The whole rest of the team is on the other side, so no one comes and helps him like they did last time. I only died in that scenario when a mercenary came and helped them. So you just want to kill him as quickly as possible and make sure. I got a nice precision dispatch there to finish him off with a 12.5k hit. So I eventually get this door, and this is good. As you see, slaying an enemy in a one-on-one fight on the top left-hand corner. So because of that, I do a nice little heal, and you gotta watch both the door and the people coming out. So when the people are coming out, I jump in, hit a nice group stun, and this is better than attacking them because there's 2 of them and 1 of me. I could get stunned, and they could defuse the bomb very easily. So I want to be 1 near the door, 2 hard to stun, and by the time they actually stun me, the door's already open. So I did a good job defending the door by just being not ready to hit. I mad dash through it really quickly just to resist some things and use my camo to kind of get ahead. At this point, I want to assess the situation and figure out where I can cap most easily. And so I see the guy over there. There's the other side of the door was a lot more, there's a lot more people over there, so it was better for me here to do some solid DPS on this side and just try to kill everyone here so we can get the bridge. But at this point, we capped so late that despite we clearing the other side pretty well, it's 2-1-0 seconds, and then the round ends. So I did a decent job in this bit. I messed up a couple of my precision windows in the beginning of the round, but it is what it is. You want to make sure that you're doing a precision Zen blade dance whenever possible, but if not, I think the 2 moves you're supposed to fit in there is your clashing blast and your dispatch. So I did an alright job of that. You just got to make sure in the following rounds, and I do a little better job this round, to make sure that you're sticking to your precision windows so you can get the critical burst that the combat spec is really good at. So just, you want to make sure, 1, you're watching both sides of the doors, and I see one guy obviously going there, and no one go the other side, so I just kind of run. I saw someone glitch on the top of my screen, so I mad dash in. Usually that means there's like an operative or someone, but I couldn't find him, so I don't know where he went. We had 2 other people on the door, so I decided that it would be a good thing for me to get on the other side. I see the stealther there, so make sure to pop him out of stealth with the stun, and then start my DPS on him. Nice precision Zen blade dance right here, but he dodged my clashing blast by stealthing out. We're supposed to be in the middle of the fighting, and combat has excellent AoE capabilities. But I saw the call. You always want to be checking your chat. So I saw the call, used my transcendence, stealthed out, and because I stealthed out, no one could stun me. I took my time to target the right person and jump in to interrupt the door. We already had 2 calls on the chat, so I didn't waste my time calling. Other people were slowly coming, and I used some AoE because they were grouped up. You gotta look at the health numbers, and you gotta look at the numbers. We had a healer, we had a bunch of people. I used a stun so he couldn't get the health node. So, and then finish him off with a blade dance. At this point, look at the numbers. We have so many people on this side and almost no one on the other side. So I mad dash quickly to get to the other side of the doors, and then use my twin saber throw as a gap closer. Couple big hits here, but he gets a stun off. I use my force camo right now, and then I use my time and force camo to call out, so that I'm still able to interrupt the door with my AoE, but the call is made, and it's just up to my team to respond to the call. Unfortunately, I had my guarded by the force, shield, and my health thing available, but because they got a lucky stun, I wasn't able to use any of that. So I jump in, use AoE right away to make sure that I'm interrupting both people on the door. There's two of them. You always want to make sure you're doing AoE on the door. And then I'm getting a lot of focus, so I start popping some of my defenses. Make sure to kill the other people around. Use my guarded by the force as it is. My shield should have been much earlier, and I should use my health right now before I got stunned. That was my fault, and I also had a force camo right before I died, so that was a little poor use of my defenses there. Now, the person on the chat called out left, and this is part of the problem for calling out left and right. If you're gonna call it out right, call it out correctly. He called left, but there were people on right, so I wasted precious time going to the wrong side and potentially missed a chance for us to, one, defuse the bomb, or two, just stop them from planting the bomb. So I died at the worst possible part, right after they did the doors, so I'm on the wrong side of the bridge. And at this point, you have one or two options. You either get lucky about an enemy walking by or jumping, or you do something else. So I saw a Sage on the edge. All he had to do was pull me, and so I yelled in the chat for him to pull me across, but he did not do anything about it. And so I realized that at this point we have a couple decent healers on our team. What we really need is melee DPS on the doors to interrupt. That guy was 46 meters away, so even jumping off the ledge I wouldn't have got to him. But luckily, this is our good healer, and he gets significant heals. He's able to pull me across right away. I stealth out and then get on the door right away, or get on the objective right away. And because he pulled me across, we're able to hold these doors. There's a big group of people right here, so I'm using some AoE, and then group stun as I go to the other side. This healer's all alone over here, and this is the healer that I was having trouble earlier. So I stun one of the range DPS and start my rotation on the melee DPS. Nice couple combo, a nice precision window with a couple big hits. As you saw, I actually cast my dispatch right before I hit my precision, and that was because I can fit more things in my precision window. This is the perfect time to use melee AoE, because there was 4 of them grouped up there around the objective, but I got stunned, so I was only able to get a couple attacks off. I stealthed out right away, and then used some of my attacks as well. Again, I probably should have used my rebuke a little bit earlier before my stun, so I need to time my defenses a little bit better, but at that point it didn't matter. We both went the same path, like we both went up to this point, but they went faster, so we eventually lost the game. So I was able to get some decent DPS, not great, as you saw. The operative that was messing with the healer and everyone did a little bit better, but I did pretty well. I got a decent amount of kills and stuff, so I look forward to doing some more stuff with this character, as well as my other classes. I hope you guys like it. I hope I'm able to get a whole new audience. At this point, I've done 7 of the 8 advanced classes, so hopefully a lot of people come into my channel. Whatever you're coming to my channel for, I got a video for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Tell me what you think. Hit me with a like and subscription, and I'll see you next time.